This week on Composer... I forgot the name of the thing. This week on ComposerCast, Loddins is back. We talked about AR, VR, and the difference between AR, MR, and SMR.
We talked about binaural audio and a bit of Spyro the Dragon and the music.
And we talked about you being a teacher.
A teacher!
You are a sir now.
Sir.
Do you have to get knighted to become a teacher?
No.
Then why are they allowed to call you sir?
This part of time in games.
Yeah.
That'll be the intro.
This part of time in games.
What have you done this month in games?
So, William, this month I've been playing my VR.
Yeah.
Because you've got an Oculus Rift as well as me.
Yeah, but mine is not plugged in because I'm scared of the USB drivers.
You never play games.
I do play games.
You made me buy one, right? Made me.
I'm a good salesman.
Yeah, me too. I've made someone else buy one as well.
Do you play with them?
No, right? I have 4 friends who have an Oculus Rift.
Mm-hmm.
I love mine. I play it all the time. No one else plays it. I've played, to be fair, I have played with you quite a bit. You're the only one I've played with loads. But
I was going to say, it could be people, they might be playing.
But they just don't
not
like
with
me.
you. Yeah.
But I can't see that they're online. Well, anyway, I had a real life match of poker, and I'm a novice to poker.
A virtual
Basic
reality
knowledge.
real life match of poker.
No, I did. I planned to play a real life match of poker with
Right.
real people in a room with real it being in real. Real it is real.
The real ones.
Yeah, and I didn't know what to do with poker, so before I played the real poker, I tried VR poker, and now it's my new favourite game. What?
But are you going to get into the money, or are you just playing like...
No, because the online poker on the VR can't be for real money because of laws around the world of betting and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's just fun to play like just with people around the world and just have a virtual cigar in your mouth and
And
breathe
learn,
out
but
smoke.
then you can learn
and-
how to play.
Well, exactly, and then I learned how to
Can
play.
you cheat in any way? Can you peer over and
No.
look?
Your cards, you can't see anyone else's cards.
Okay.
So even if you see them, they're just blank.
Because I was playing Cards Against Humanity in
Yeah.
VR.
Oh,
I
and you can just,
I
like,
could walk
walk
around the table and look at them.
Yeah.
And you go, and trying to hide them from you. But the VR stuff in general, I need to plug mine back in, and I
Yes.
still need to go around Jaws and try out the racing.
Yeah, I've got a driver thing, driving. I'm driving.
You've got a wheel and pedals.
Yeah,
and a chair.
and a chair that I made. Yeah, don't.
Yeah.
I made it.
Yeah.
It's very, tatty. It's kind of
does
fun.
it?
No, it's really cool. It's really good. And driving games are made for VR.
I think so. Anything with a cockpit is...
Yes, and also you think about I know it's going to get better, but with the letterboxing that you get with VR headsets,
Yeah.
kind of lends itself to driving. If you imagine you're wearing a helmet, and then you wouldn't have that. You'd have the letterboxing in real life anyway.
That's true.
So same with the skydiving one. You're wearing goggles, so you can just
Yeah.
imagine you're in the goggles.
I've not done either of those.
Skydive. Oh, okay. Skydiving is a really funny one to do.
Yeah.
Do
Do you have to do it standing up, or do you sit down?
Well,
Or
it's
will you
more
fall
fun standing
over
up.
if you stand up.
No, yes and no.
Okay.
It depends. If you're a weakling like you, yes, you will fall over. But no, you get
I
the
got a bit
motion
dizzy that
sickness.
one time. That was all.
Yeah.
With Minecraft.
Yeah, but you were hungover as well. You said, didn't you?
Yeah, but it gave me motion sickness the next time when I wasn't hungover, and I got all dizzy and weird.
Are you sure you weren't hungover still from that on the one night?
Yes,
It was like a super drunk night.
It was a super drunk night. But no, I think it's the controls, and that's where it gets interesting with VR as well. Like, how are the controls going to evolve? Because they're really cool at the moment. You can wave your arms around, but moving backwards and forwards, everything's kind of doing the teleport.
It's like, do we want to have this Omni treadmill thing? Will that
Yeah.
actually be a good solution?
Or will
Or do we
something
just
else
want
come
a
along?
warehouse to play VR in? William, what have you been playing this month? Go.
I've been playing a lot of Spyro.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because they've remastered it,
they
didn't they?
did remaster
like the Crash Bandicoot series.
like they do with everything at the
Well,
moment.
yeah, it's just like, hey,
You remember this
have
nostalgia?
Yeah, have you heard that nostalgia is selling really well at the moment?
That is exactly what they've
South
done.
Park did a whole thing on it
Yeah.
called Member Berries.
Yes, I remember. Yes, I remember.
Exactly. It's really annoying when you mention. Well, it's not annoying. It's funny that when. What have I done?
I don't know. You knocked something. I think it'll be okay. Whatever it was. Oh, I think it was the controller.
I've ruined
the
your
Oculus.
computer. Yeah.
It's
so
selling.
Yeah, it is selling at the
But-
moment, and I don't know how I feel about it.
I don't think you have to feel anything if you
But I tell you
have
what,
no emotions. No, if you enjoy the game,
definitely. And also, you can go back and play the old games.
yes.
But
I got the retro party, so I can go back and do it on
But
there.
when you were a kid,
Yeah.
you had much lower expectations than you do nowadays. And you
Yes.
remember it as being the graphics that they actually have remade. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
In my head, all the PS1 games that I played
They look
are
amazing.
current day graphics.
Yeah, of course.
But then you play them again and you're like, oh, how the hell did I tolerate this?
Yeah.
How did I play this for as long as I did and not go, this is shit?
Well, because that's all you knew. But
I know.
at that age, you
I'm
did
such
know.
a simple man.
You did know that better stuff was coming, though, because you would watch cutscenes and be like, "Whoa! Imagine when games look like that."
Yeah. Exactly, and now you watch those cutscenes, you're like, whoa.
Oh, it's filmed on a potato.
Even my high expectations were low. Because no, yeah, I do like that. I think I don't really like the Spyro games.
Oh,
I like the Crash Bandicoot ones.
Yeah, Crash
Spyro's
Bandicoot
to
was
me,
good. But me and Rachel played all 3 Crash Bandicoots and completed those. But I think we bought them on the PS3 as the PS1 games.
cool, because they did the remasters were actually really good.
But the only thing about the remasters on those ones is
The physics were different.
the physics were different, so it was a lot harder to, because you didn't have the big gap where you could sort of move left and right without falling off and dying.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
the nice thing they did on Spyro is they redid all the music,
yeah,
but you have the option to switch it back to the old one.
Huh.
So you can play the new game, but with the old music. And the new music, so it's all the same tracks except for the the main title theme, which what's his name? I wrote it down here.
Stuart Copeland, the matey from the
drummer
Police,
from
the drummer.
Yeah, he wrote all the original music, and he's written a new track for the intro title menu, which is like a collection of all the themes. Sounds really
Cool.
good.
It's like a medley.
A medley, that's the word I was looking for.
Boom.
Yeah. But all the rest of it is all the same music, but they've made it dynamic.
Okay, so it like with the is it? Oh no, I've forgotten the name of that program you said. Like when you walk into a room, the music won't just change track; it will then flow into another part of the song.
Yeah, and like on this, they do it with when you're running, then another beat comes in and it gets bigger, and if you stand around for too long, everything will mellow down. There'll be hardly any music.
Yeah. That's
But
really cool.
You can also turn that off. They've given you the option to have the new music, but have the old school feel of just the music going blum 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 blum. Here's the music. You can turn dynamics off.
Wow, that's actually
Or
really in depth.
You can switch to the old soundtrack and just listen to the old music.
I guess it's because maybe Stuart Copeland might be in charge of it as well, and he's just like really into it. Because it's quite a funny accolade.
I read it said he wasn't in charge of it.
Oh. It's quite a funny accolade to have, like but with the music by Stuart Copeland from the Police, like.
I don't think it was even marketed like that.
No, of course not. But it's just funny that, or he's got that on his CV.
Yeah, and I only found out because I went researching for this.
Has he done any other ones? Any other games? Like, has he done anything else? Huh. But he composed something new for this, though. You said.
Yeah. So yeah, he composed a medley, fully like brand new, just for the intro, and it sounds really cool. Yeah, that's all I had to say on that. Really, that's what I've been playing.
Fair. You've got the actual stuff he used.
Oh yeah, I can't say the word. A Kurzweil. He used a Kurzweil.
That's actually pronounced Kurzweil.
Of course. K2500X keyboard. And he used a Spectrasonic CD-ROMs like Distorted Reality 1 and 2 and Heart of Africa. And then I just wrote etc. because I didn't bother writing any more down.
Yeah, I don't know why I asked you to read it out. It's quite boring.
But I think some people might like that. So if they want to actually write the music and have it sounding authentic, they could go and find those things or VSTs, like samples of those things, and write like that.
That's funny nowadays that you can, instead of having to go out and buy a bit of hardware, you can just be like, oh, there's something that emulates it now. Yeah. Just get the exact noise
and
without
especially
having
with
to spend
synths,
on a
like,
keyboard. Yeah.
Because it is all electronic inside, it's just you're getting the analog, like...
Yeah, the tone, the timbre.
Yeah, and they're all obviously going to be a bit different.
Yeah. My friend's really likes collecting synths and stuff. You should check out his music. He is called Deflux. He has it on Spotify and on the Bandcamp and probably SoundCloud and that.
Deflux.
Yeah. He's like a rapper man. But he's got loads of synths. and that he's like well into his analog sound and stuff, and he masters. Oh, I don't know whether this is true. He masters. No, it's not true. I was going to say he masters on reel to reel, but that's not him. But people still do that. How crazy is that?
I know. That's people still listen and people still record on tape and everything, don't they?
Yeah.
Like, it gets a nice sound, I suppose.
I guess so. Yeah, if you want that sort of like vinyl-y pop sound.
And then lots of people record. Yeah, they do that to get that warm sound, but
I still think that you can just EQ it and get the same sound.
It's never quite the same.
Oh, but...
But this is the stuff that I found with the VR things.
About what?
Well, the first bit is about AR and MR specifically, and how it's a
What's
little
MR?
bit different. Mixed reality.
What's the difference? What's that?
I'm not quite sure the difference compared to AR. 'Cause AR is like
that's augmented reality. I understand. No.
Reality.
AR is when it incorporates real life things.
And what's the difference? Wait, you just asked me. I don't know. I should have just said.
What? So you're saying AR and MR are the same thing?
I think they are, but they're probably not, are they? There's probably something different because MR is you get the Windows mixed reality headset, and I'm
No,
not.
but there are loads of them. There's a Samsung Windows mixed reality headset now as well.
Yeah.
I think that's just branding, is it not? I think is mixed reality just VR because
Or is it a VR headset that can do? Should we look up what is?
Yes, let's look up
put
definitions because MR. Would the difference between VR and MR be VR is just a headset and MR contains the controllers as well, so you're interacting with it, and AR is using the real environments.
Right.
Here we go. The AR-MR debate. Can I read it? As if it wasn't all murky enough, beyond the what is VR debate, there is a whole conversation going on about AR, augmented reality, versus MR, mixed reality. For the most part, in the realm of the consumer, the term mixed reality seems to be fading out in favour of augmented reality. This comes down to the fact that the focus on VR has meant that the distinction between MR and AR hasn't been clearly enough drawn yet. This means they are currently being used interchangeably, and whenever that happens, one term will inevitably be favoured over the other. Right now, AR is winning.
Mixed reality is an overlay of synthetic content on the real world that is anchored to and interacts with the real world. The key characteristic is...
MR is that the synthetic content and the real world content are able to react with each other in real time. Oh, like, have you seen that sand pit thing? This is well old, probably.
Is that the thing with the...
Yeah, and it gives it like an ornithatic? No, that's fucking the wrong word. Well, the wrong
Put
word.
some colours on it.
No, but it's the height of it.
Yeah.
So if you build a trough, it fills it with water and stuff. It knows
Yeah.
that there's a trough. So that's mixed reality and AR. And the different... Oh!
I think I'd just stick with AR, really.
No, MR's cooler though, isn't it?
I don't know. Sounds a bit more businessy. Like it's used for important stuff.
Well, it is also the word Mister
Yeah.
abbreviated. So
yeah, it's not.
You could
gonna
call
get
it
very
Mister
good.
for short.
It's not going to get very good search results, is it?
No.
Whereas AR, it's just you spell R wrong.
It's pirates are searching that all the time though.
Yeah.
And then going, what's this? What's this? Augmented reality. I don't know where pirates are from. Where's R from?
Someone will know.
I think a man made it up years ago. Just
Yeah.
a famous actor just made up a pirate voice.
I think you're
and
right.
it was mildly West Country because that's where all the sea is.
That was
what were we going?
we were talking about AR and MR and what the difference was, and we didn't know what the difference was, but now we do.
Now we do, and now you do, listener.
Yes.
Unless it was just garbled nonsense, and in which case you're no closer than we are.
Yeah.
Magic Leap have made something called the sound field audio to apply physics calculations to produce acoustics appropriate to the environment. What does that mean?
That means so with augmented reality, it means whatever's or mixed reality, whatever you want.
Yeah, mixed reality. Because that's Mister. We're AR. We are AR.
We are
in the
R.
AR-MR debate. We are R.
You have the object, whatever it may be, so like a T-Rex. Well, they always give an example of a T-Rex.
Yeah, why is that? That's really funny. That's such a good point. Is that whenever there's AR, it's like, check out this 3D model of a Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Say you have a sheep.
Okay.
On the table.
You've picked the most boring object you could have on a table.
No, they make a noise. We know what sheep sound like. That's why we've gone for that.
What is it?
You pick you put a sheep
No,
on
what
the
noise
table.
does a sheep make?
We'll go through that in a second.
Okay.
Right, and then it goes right?
Yeah.
What this can do, and what they've done there, apply physics calculations. So they look at everything that's happening around the room. So they look at the size of the room, and where the sheep is on the table and in the room, and then if you've got headphones on, especially, they'll map the room in terms of what the sound should be
The
doing.
actual acoustics would have.
Yeah.
So if you're in a big cathedral,
It should
would
have
go.
big echo. Yeah,
Cool.
that's the idea behind it.
Well, okay, right. That acoustic thing is very cool,
Yeah.
and we've talked about. No, we haven't. We've thought about talking about binaural sound in VR as well.
Yeah, that's
Because-
on this bit.
Oh, yeah, because you made me play a game called Hellblade. Now, I wasn't actually that impressed with the game because. So the cool thing about the game is it's got this binaural sound. If you don't know what binaural sound is, I can bring up the Wikipedia page and read it to you if you wish.
Well, we got a whole bit about
Oh wow, look,
audio there.
you've got notes. Well, binaural sound basically means it sounds, when you're listening to it, it makes it sound like you are listening to it in a 3D space. So if someone's whispering right in your ear, then it sounds like they're whispering right in your ear, and it's really
how
good.
do they record it?
And one of the cool things the way they record it is they have like 3D printed ears, a set of 3D printed ears with microphones inside the ear, so that the sound actually has the acoustics of your ear when it's being recorded into the microphone.
And it's not just the ear; it's the head as well.
Oh
That makes it- that
yeah.
makes
So
it-
where
it's meant to be
the
the
eardrum
same-
actually sits.
where it sits, and the head's meant to be like the same density.
Oh,
as
so the
human
resonance
head.
inside the head. Oh wow, that's even cooler. I didn't even know that little
Yeah.
bit. That's
So-
like such a big touch as well.
But they're
Isn't
like
it?
the high end ones, or you can just get the ears.
It's like a guitar.
Yeah,
Like yeah.
yeah.
That's really cool. Because then you could have like different bits of head. You could do a dog's head and then here or there here. Do you know, and then put a flap over it. Hey, why has no one done that yet? Am I a genius?
Well, you'd only be able to hear what you can normally hear, though. You still wouldn't hear like a dog. You just hear a
Shut
bit
up, William. Shut up.
But so I want to play, like in this section, I want to play to the listeners something binaural. So
Okay, we should
reckon-
record. No,
we don't have any.
no, we don't.
no.
And we can't afford it.
Yeah, but if we play something interesting, like there's the classic, everyone might have heard the getting your hair
Yeah, getting the
cut.
head thing where
That
we
one's really
did that
cool.
in America.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah.
Um,
So it's a little example now of a man cutting your hair with a
But
bag over your head.
it will sound like you are getting your hair cut.
But wear headphones, otherwise it won't. It'll just
Oh,
sound
yeah.
like a man.
That's a point to note. This works with headphones. If you listen to it on speakers, it just sounds a bit rubbish.
Well, it would just sound like noise coming from your phone, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
If I'm assuming you're using a phone. If you're not, then
Okay, I'll go get the scissors. Hold on. Oh, it's nice and sharp. Now, as I begin the clipping, and I bring the clippers closer to your ear, very close to the right ear. Follow me as I move around the back of the head to the left ear, and up and over the top of the head. Okay. Now, you can get the same effect better with the electric razor. I'll first bring it close to your right ear. With the purpose, and around the back, and onto your left. Ah, yes. I think that looks wonderful. Manuel, what do you think?
Huh? What? Oh, yes. Yes. It looks wonderful, Luigi. You do such nice work.
Ah, thank you so much, Manuel.
So fast, too.
Now, as I walk around, I just want to tell you once more.
you made me play the Hellblade game,
I didn't
and that's
make you play it.
Yes, you did. You forced me. Everything you do, it's forced.
Yep.
The game was a bit annoying because the whole point of the game was it has this binaural thing where the person you're playing as has schizophrenia. So you're hearing loads of voice,
Oh, watch out then. Watching, oh no. Oh God.
the whole time. And it's cool, but the game's third person, which kind of takes you out of it. It's like, well, surely it should be first person if I'm meant to be hearing these voices in my own head. If I'm then first person, I would feel even more like I'm in this person's head.
That's a very good point.
And
Yeah.
and that just kind of took me out of it. It's like, well, I'm not hearing those voices. I'm hearing those voices from where I'm sat behind this woman.
But doesn't maybe do you think they've done it on purpose? As in, are you meant to be one of the voices, so you are guiding her just like the rest of the voices? Do you think it was conscious?
No,
like
because
that?
the voices were much closer to her head than I was. I would be shouting it. But, you're paranoid. You're a paranoid woman. No, it was. No, it needed to be first person. But wasn't it? It wasn't intentionally a VR game, though, was it?
No, it
It
wasn't.
started off as a normal 2D, boring. Why are you bothering playing that when you've got VR?
2D games can still be good.
Yeah, they can. But actually, saying that, I'm really into Hitman, the new Hitman.
See, how are you into that? And then you came around mine and had a little go on. You're holding onto the headphones and pulling them off. They're wrapped around your foot as well.
I want to destroy them.
But you came
Red
around
Dead
and played
Redemption.
Red Dead, and you were like,
Boring!
It's 2D. It was boring. It's 2D.
Yeah.
But maybe you just thought it was boring because it's just boring.
Yeah, I thought it was boring because you were like, look, you can give the man a moustache cut, you can give him a haircut, you can go over
maybe
to
I
this
wasn't
man,
in sales
you
mode at
can
that point.
punch him.
Yeah.
I don't know. Hitman's like, you can choke out anyone you want, and you can punch them in the head with a hammer, and you can
You can do
hide
the
their
same
body,
yeah,
and
that's exactly what
take
you do
their
on Red
clothes
Dead.
off,
Yeah, you can't do that bit.
pretend to be them.
Yeah.
Pretend to be a new person. That's what I want to do, William. That's what I like.
To the next section. Oh,
We didn't even talk about it. Wait,
Wait, what do you
No,
want
we
to talk
did.
about?
No,
we
yeah,
did. I mean, it's
petered off, didn't we?
Yeah.
Sorry.
But that's a good example of sort of binaural audio in a game.
But
if you
it
know-
also made me think: why are not more games using the binaural audio? Why are they so? Some of the games are so badly sound designed. Like Arizona Sunshine is a massive example. It's a really good, awesome zombie game,
which we played together.
that is also co-op, which makes it even a million times better because then you can play it with someone else, and it's really fun because you can play through the entire storyline co-op, and it's scary enough on your own. So when you do it with two people, it's more fun. You're a little wimpoid as well, and hearing you scream is very funny.
I just didn't like when it all went dark.
Yeah, and then you have a torch, and then the
torch is
lighting
very
design
cool.
is incredible on it. It's so nice. You actually have a shadow and
But
stuff.
I don't know if you got the bit that I got. So when I was playing Skyrim, I told you about all the shadows look horrible and
Yeah.
green.
I'm talking about hearing, right? So
Yes, I know. Okay.
right. So in the Arizona Sunshine, the audio when you're facing a zombie, obviously they've got left and right. It's basic left and right. If you're facing right to a zombie, you can hear it on your right, blah,
Yeah.
blah, blah.
But
But
when
when
it's
it's behind you, it sounds as if it's in front of you because
They just sort of turn the volume up and they do it by distance again.
it's just a pan left and right.
Yeah.
It's not then dampened, or it's not then, like you can turn the volume down when they're behind you. And it's
Yeah.
really frustrating because surely I've played other games. For example, the poker I've said I've been playing.
Yeah.
For some reason, all of the bits in poker, all the bits that aren't poker, are really well made. Like all the background and all the little things that you can pick up and interact with.
Yeah.
And one of them is this: in one of the rooms, you're in a saloon. There's a piano in the corner that sounds like it's in the corner of the room, no matter where you're facing. And
Right.
there's a bell that goes off. And I know the sound is amazing because every time it goes off, I think it's in my actual room in the real world. Every time, and I have to take my headset off and go, what the fuck was that? And then I'm like, ooh, it's in the game, and then put my headset back on, and I'm like, wow, the sound design on that is so good. It really sounds like you're in the room. And that's just a fucking free poker game.
Yeah.
Why do they not spend so much more time on sound design?
Maybe
Sound
they've
design
run
is
out of
something
money.
I'm just...
I don't know. But lots of people, I think it comes in, especially music, but sound design as well. It comes in a bit later on, and they go, "Oh yeah, we need some sounds. Let's just put this in," and they don't think about it too much. But the Oculus Rift, what I wrote down here, it uses Near Field Head Related Transfer Function, HRTF, and that is meant to be the same thing as we were just talking about in the AR. That is meant to be producing the accuracy of sounds based on where you are. So if you're in a big room, it's all echoey. If you're in a small room, it's all quiet.
Say that again.
The
I was distracted because you said near field head related transfer function, but you didn't. HRTF should be NF HRTF.
Well, I think HRTF is a thing in itself, and this is a near field version of it.
okay. So head related transfer function. Explain
Apparently.
it to me again, and I'll listen properly.
Well, I think it's just just like what we said with the the AR
sheep.
stuff. Yeah, with the sheep. But
On the
you're in VR, and so obviously it needs to calculate like,
where your head is in
where
the
your
room.
head is as well.
Wow, yeah, that's cool. But yeah, okay.
So the objects their sound needs to bounce off the virtual walls, and your head needs to know where your head is compared to the virtual wall, compared to the object, and do all that. But
Yeah.
that is a specific Oculus Rift one, and then I think the
Vive
Vive has another one.
But the other thing, another game that had a really good example of nice sound design
Yeah.
was the Rick and Morty game. Did you play that? Do you like Rick and Morty?
Yeah, I played yours, I think.
Possibly. When you die, there's a phone in front of you.
Right.
And the sound of the phone always comes from... so the sound from the headset always comes from the headset. And when I've shown people that game, everyone does the same thing, where they pick up the phone, put it to their ear, and then go, huh, and pull it away from their ear to test that it's always coming from there.
That's cool.
And it's such simple thing. It's such simple thing, William. It's such simple thing. And it's really impressive.
I think...
It's just, yeah.
On that note, if we carry on talking about the sound in VR in a social situation, that
where you can hear from because, and the poker game again, it's perfect.
Because whenever we're playing, we tend to do the party thing, so then we can talk to each other.
Yeah,
but
we did turn it off when we played Pavlov. We turned off the party thing because it was a game where you want to hear where the person's from because you can go William and then chase after you. Yeah,
but I like it in Rec Room if someone's at the other end of the room and you shout at them.
Yeah,
they can. Like, what?
Yeah.
And then they come closer, and then it's like a real. Yeah. I like that aspect, but maybe not. I suppose if you're playing together and you need to have teamwork, or basically, I'm just telling you that I'm fucking off somewhere and I'm going in this room now. Bye.
Yeah.
I need to tell you.
Yeah, but in Pavlov you have walkie-talkies.
Do you?
Yep. So if you hold your... No, there's always been in it, I just didn't know about it. If you hold your a controller up to your chest, you can press a button and then everyone hears it in their ears as if it's a walkie-talkie.
Ooh.
So there's that element.
That's really cool.
So with that's
the best of both worlds.
Yeah, so I was going to say, with good game design, then you cut out the need for it to always be...
Good sound design.
Yep.
And Pavlov doesn't even... It has epic music at the beginning. Doesn't need anything else.
None music since. No. Although actually, no, because some of the downloaded levels, I've had Zelda games, the Zelda levels where they've done the... what's it called? Diegetic music for...
I just scrolled down to that bit that said diegetic. I was just remembering that word.
I wasn't looking at the screen.
Yeah.
Diegetic and non-diegetic. Yeah, but again, that comes with direction, doesn't it?
Yeah, diegetic is if the music's
in
physical...
a speaker. Yeah, so there's a radio on in the room.
Yeah.
You can fade from non-diegetic to diegetic as well, which is really cool. So the music is over the top of the scene.
Yeah.
And then it fades out into the radio.
Yeah.
I like things like that.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
It does.
Yeah.
I went to see Olivier Derivia, I think his name is.
That is a silly name.
It's difficult
Olivier
to say.
Derivia.
Olivier Derivia. Anyway.
Is he a rapper?
He's not. He's a lovely French composer.
Oh, cool.
And he is... I can't remember the name now. I wrote it down somewhere.
Did you watch him go conduct?
No, he gave a talk at the Wise Symposium, I think it was called, all about interactive music. And he does this whole thing with the diegetic music. I don't think it's actually a VR game, but you still have to make the same decisions in VR. But his one, and he tries to push the boundaries every time, you are in a room and it's got like a clock ticking and then it's got some music and the music is diegetic, like it's coming from somewhere outside the room. Okay. But all the music, and obviously he's written that bit, and then when other music starts coming in, it's all in the same key as all the sound effects. And all the sound effects start going in time with the music. And as the person sort of gets a bit more scared and mad and crazy and things are starting to go weird, all the sound effects and all the music and everything's still diegetic, but it's all mixed into one giant ball and everything goes together. Yeah. That's a weird way of doing it. Yeah. But I thought that was really cool.
Definitely. And there's a game called Pixel...
The VR one?
Yes. And you can imagine it doing it with that because you're going from inside the game to outside the game.
Yes. What is that called? Pixel Ripped.
Pixel Ripped. I need to buy it. You know what? I might buy a few games at Christmas and just bash through them. There's loads of one-player games I've been wanting to buy for ages, but instead I always buy like these little multiplayer games. I want to buy the mini golf game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Really cool. Like it's just like, you can take turns in the room and stuff like that. So, because something I find with the VR is that it's not very social in a way when you bring it over. There's like one game which is Keep Talking and Nobody Dies.
Yeah.
And
is that the bomb one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Nobody Explodes, sorry. Keep Talking and Nobody Explodes. And it's really good, but people have to be quite... I want to use the word bookish, but the people who aren't wearing the headsets have to decode a thing using paper, and some people just aren't into that. It's like Crystal Maze sort of puzzles, and it falls flat loads of times. I've tried that, and that's like the only multiplayer one. Other than driving's a good one as well, because you can take turns doing like a lap and try and get the fastest time.
Yeah, but VR, I think in itself is very it just cuts you off from the rest of the world. That's the whole point in it.
Definitely, but I like the idea of it as social as other people in the room as well, because you can have it on the TV and people can see what you're doing, and
Maybe I just don't trust anyone else being in the
you
room.
also don't socialise with anyone. I'm the only person who you have round.
Socialise.
Yeah, but you don't socialise in your house, do you?
We're having a New Year's party.
Okay, yeah. Which I still don't know whether I'm coming to, so I'll have to let you know about that.
Yeah, that's fine.
Thanks for the invite.
That's okay. You went on Facebook to invite, but
Chloe
I
was, though.
Chloe.
Yeah, that's all.
But no, yeah, you're right. You come round, but that's because it's, I don't know, you're easy to talk to, and it's just there's no tension. It's just everything's chill, cool.
There is tension. It's just in my trousers. Yeah, but I like the idea of VR being social as well. I guess that cuts out the whole music thing, though. If, although there could be another clever design, separate music coming out of the TV than it is in the headphones. So the person with the headset on is getting special instructions.
Yeah.
That the other people in the room aren't getting.
Yeah, and you have to work out what they're making or drawing,
Exactly,
whatever
yeah.
it might be. I think there's
Pictionary.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Well, we did
you
that.
Could play that with
in VR itself,
what with
didn't we? In Rec Room.
Oh yeah, Rec Room has a Pictionary mode. Yeah, definitely.
But
But
that would
within
be-
the room, you could do like open up Tilt Brush.
Yeah.
And just do a quick thing and be like, what the hell are they drawing?
And I guess
why
there's
have I
no
not done that? That's genius.
And yeah, you could do that.
I've got a graffiti game as well you can do that with.
Yep. That's a very good idea. There you go.
Boom. Okay, listeners. So if you do have a VR headset, you can play Pictionary if you haven't had the idea already.
It's just like taking all this modern technology and making it shit.
No, it's not.
What's all the
It's
old
adapting it.
fun games?
No, but I'm saying it's making it social. It's trying to make it social in the room social as opposed to online social. Because it is incredibly online social. That's one of my favourite aspects of the VR.
Yes.
Is interacting with other people through those simple games like
You're
poker.
really interacting. That's what it is. It's not just like when... Like me and Sam spent Christmas one year playing GTA 5 online.
Online, yeah. But you can only hear each other's voices.
Yeah.
Whereas when you're online, you can see the gesticulation and that you can now.
Yes. No. Well,
you
they
can.
can't.
No, they can't.
I can. You can.
You can't, you stupid listener. You can't see me waggling my... Oh, what am I waggling there?
Don't waggle.
It's just my finger. It's just
Hmm.
my finger.
But yeah, that's what I like about VR. It's cool.
Yeah, it's really good. And like the simplest games deliver every bit of fun, like the table tennis game and that. Should we talk about sound again? Sorry, I went off on one again about VR.
Well, I'm not sure what else we had to talk about Soundbridge. Oh, I wanted to say binaural audio.
Yeah.
First
BBC.
binaural audio recording was from BBC Radio in 1978.
What, with the pair of ears and everything?
I'm not sure if it was that advanced, but it was the idea that they had the sound would be spread apart at ear distance and it would hit at different times.
Yeah.
So then you would hear it as a
Loads of the sound stuff was... Well, the thing we did in America, I think, was from the 60s. Because it was an animation studio. The Barber thing.
Oh, okay.
We should look up when that was made. Well, you will. You can put it...
Well, let's do it now.
All right. Because also, surround sound was like a guy called Trevor Wishart came up with the idea.
I didn't.
In the 1960s, possibly. Trevor Wishart's got some amazing stuff. But his idea wasn't specifically for films. He just wanted to have speakers around the room and people would listen to a composition that he had that went around the room.
Apparently the barbershop thing was 1996.
I'm full of shit. I am full of shit.
Well, the technology was there, though. That's the thing.
Yeah, without the ears.
Yeah, and the surround sound stuff is... We've now got Dolby Atmos. That's the next thing, isn't it? Where you've not just got surround, but it comes like above as well. So
Oh, really? Do you have to get special speakers?
Well, same speakers, but you have to get... it's the amplifier that needs to decode it.
Oh,
So the
okay.
amplifier needs to go, I understand Dolby Atmos, and then it pushes out the sound to your 8 or 10 speakers, whatever it is.
Wow.
But-
Do people still go with the 2.1 and stuff now as well, where they've got more than one sub?
That's the 2.1 is...
2.2, sorry.
Oh.
The second number is the sub, isn't
Yeah.
it? Do people do that? I've
No.
only ever had 0.1.
Yeah, I don't think... Why would you need 2 subs?
Do
get
one
a-
at the front, one at the back. One right under your bum, so you can enjoy the low end.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah,
In
no,
your low
I don't
end.
know anyone who's ever got that. But I think a lot of people now have sound bars. They're a big thing.
Yeah, so you don't have to have speakers all around your room.
Yeah.
It can
Or the-
project it.
And this was years ago when I went to Portsmouth and went in the Bose shop.
Yeah.
And they did a demonstration of what we didn't know was a sound bar. They had surround sound speakers set up everywhere.
Yeah.
They played as this thing. They're like, oh, we want to show you how good our surround sound is.
And then they were like, it's not even surround
Yeah,
sound.
and they lifted up, and it was all these cardboard speakers, and we were just like, what? And they lifted up one at the front, and it was just a sound bar at the front.
Wow.
And we'd heard everything going around the room.
That's really cool. That's something that I missed. The like display rooms in like Dixon's and Curry's and that. You know, to be honest, I don't think I've ever been to one. But you know where they've got like a couch in a room with a TV in it, and you can go, "I would like to watch Lord of the Rings and try out this speaker, please, mate."
I think TVs a lot of the time in shops, they're just garish. They glare at you with like, they turn the brightness up, turn the contrast up, just to make them look good in a shop window.
When you walk in.
But if you watch it at home, it will look awful if it's set up like that.
Yeah.
Everything
maybe.
needs to be way more muted.
I have my TV so saturated.
It's the same thing with that setting. I think Tom Cruise and the director just did a is it called a PSA? Public service, and they just did a PSA on Twitter about it,
right?
And basically asking people to please turn this setting off. Like, it's fucking annoying, and stop watching our movies with this setting on. Do you know the one which makes everything look like a soap opera?
Nope.
You not seen that?
Nope.
It tries.
I don't like Tom Cruise.
No, neither do I. But he came up on my Twitter. But it tries to smooth everything out, and it's got a different name on every TV.
Oh, okay.
And it just tries to smooth.
Well, it's like I've got I'm a Sony boy. Is it like cinematic mode or something on Sony, where it tries to make it look like 24 frames a second?
No, I think it does the opposite. It tries to make it.
Oh, right. Okay.
Let's look it up.
I haven't played with the sensor on my TV since I bought it.
Oh,
I've been thinking recently it looked a bit rubbish.
Oh. What am I looking up? I've lost the
Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
Come on, let's read the Wikipedia of Tom Cruise.
No, we're not doing that.
Date of birth came up. 1962. Oh, he's an old man. 56.
Motion smoothing. There we go. That's the general term for it. Motion smoothing.
Right.
Anyway, motion smoothing. So it tries to make everything look lovely and smooth, but it gives films this soap opera effect, and it looks horrible. But most people, especially on Samsung TVs, most people just have it on automatically.
Well,
they don't realise, and they just think everything looks shit. Well, they don't even think that. That's the annoying thing.
They
watch
don't
TV.
even know most of the time.
They just don't know.
They just don't even know.
But
you yourself now listening to this could have this mode on, and you wouldn't even know.
You wouldn't.
Anyway,
but motion smoothing, turn it off because it's awful and it doesn't help at all. It's meant to make things. I think it was like football. It's meant to make that look better. But apart from some sports, it's awful. So turn it off.
I do all my viewing through a headset attached to my face.
Do you actually?
No.
Yeah.
Hurts my eyes.
I've tried watching, before we finish up, unless there's other stuff we want to talk about.
Well, I don't know. Why were we talking about TVs again?
We just got on to...
Yeah, but I want to know where the beginning was.
Because I was talking about the Bose thing, and you were talking about how you like to go into rooms.
Yeah, do you remember the
Bang
Bang & Olufsen shop in Camberley?
Yeah. Never bought anything from there. It
was like £1 million.
Yeah.
Would you like this MP3 player? Oh, it's like an iPod. How much is it? £4,000. I find it interesting.
Yeah, I suppose
do it now?
music-y. Yeah, it's music-y, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
William, what job do you got?
Got a few. Got the boring IT one. We
Right.
don't want to talk about that.
Let's talk about that at length.
No.
Okay, go on then.
That one's awful. It's stupid. Well, it's not awful, but people there are strange.
Yeah.
There are some.
And you slack off all day, don't you?
No, I work really hard. I get the work done. That's the important thing.
Nice.
And
I just
then,
don't time you.
And then I have this teaching job, which I started with MTech, to teach children music composition and sound design in schools, ages 7 to 11, I think.
Nice. And it's all in posh schools as well.
And it's all in posh
very
schools.
well behaved.
It's all, after
Is it
school clubs.
extracurricular?
Yeah,
Or-
after school clubs.
Oh, okay. So I thought you were like doing proper. So they're more inclined to be better behaved, aren't they? If it's extracurricular,
You'd think so.
You'd
yeah.
think so. Have
Well,
you come across any naughty children?
Yeah, but I think it's because I was brand new at that, and I was like, I don't actually know the rules.
Also,
Am I meant to hit them or not hit them?
I'm going to be honest here. You're not the most authoritative person I know, William. I actually can't imagine you interacting with children at all. But I can't imagine you ever telling anyone off.
I don't really have to. I can just send them out the class, and someone else can tell them off.
You could be really passive aggressive, though. Not you. I'm not like William. You can be very passive aggressive. I mean, I've learned that instead of just going like "Oi, you can kind of just stare at them and just say nothing, and it scares them. It's one of the best bits about being an adult. You could just stare at a child, and it'll just stop talking and being naughty, and you're like, "Thank you," and then just carry on, and it's really effective.
That would be nice if that worked. I had to develop they've got this weird clapping thing which nobody told me about till the end. And I'm like, we didn't tell you about it.
Like a tribe.
And then they got to clap back, and that shuts them all up apparently. But they're children. Nobody told me this.
Sounds like some Darren Brown shit.
Until the end. So the thing that I made up after asking some other teachers was, if I put my hand up,
Yeah.
they've got like...
You demonstrated that by putting your hand to the side.
If I put my hand up, If
If I
put my hand
wave,
up-
like, yeah, if you put your hand up,
they have 10 seconds to take off their headphones and be quiet, because if they've got the headphones on,
They
like
won't be
we've
able to
got,
hear you.
They can't hear me, and they start being like, "No, it's so much fun!"
Yeah.
And they get really noisy and too noisy. I had one teacher complain from a different classroom because they're being so noisy. Yeah.
But you were like, this is a music class. Was you?
Well, that's what I said. I was like, well, we're demoing. And this was us
you
playing
boring
stuff.
maths teacher.
Oh, she was horrible. She
Really?
Came, yeah, but she came in, didn't even knock on the door, just opened the door and waited in there. And my back is obviously to the door because I'm teaching the class.
Yeah.
And we're playing different stuff through the speakers and everyone's interacting. We're like, oh, I really like that bit.
Yeah,
And she's
yeah.
like, there are other people still trying to work.
Unbelievable. Was she old?
Yes.
Old, yeah.
Old, short.
Classic.
Yeah.
Textbook.
But I put it on my hand, and
Right.
put it in the air that time.
And then
they got
the
10
lady
seconds.
left.
They have to take off their headphones. If they don't take off their headphones, then I take the iPad away from them.
Oh, but then you've got to be forceful. What if they grab it back? What if they're like, no? And you're like, well, give me that.
No.
That's not happened yet.
So I'm teaching 30 of them at the moment, I think.
What, all in one
No,
class?
there's class size is 10.
10. Okay, that's good. And it's still, I still think it's futuristic that they have iPads. I know, like,
Well, the iPads are cool because they can hit like it's.
they can
if they-
hit them.
If they
They're
put in the
delicate, aren't
drums, they're hitting the drums on the screen.
Oh, cool.
So using GarageBand.
But one of the best bits about music class was when the teacher got out the big bucket of random instruments, and you were like, "What does this do?" And it's that.
But each week they have to make a different. So
It
this
just
was,
made an amazing noise that sounded like a transformer, and you didn't say anything.
I wasn't listening. I was thinking
You were
about the next
concentrating
thing I
on
was
the
going to
iPad.
say.
Go on, carry on.
But-
You can listen to it back in the edit.
Yeah, they each week they have to make a different piece for their track. So like one week will be bass, next week will be drums, next week will be chords, and then they'll put melody, and then they have to arrange it and mix it all together. So you have to kind of teach them how to do all that.
Do you start with bass?
We start with drums,
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
and then we put on the chords, and they have basically we make it easy for them so they can only pick specific chords in.
So is
the
it like
scale.
in the C scale or something?
Yeah, everything's in C. It's all the same tempo. So they pick the chords. and-
Or 120.
yeah, I think that's the standard.
That's
But it's-
literally what GarageBand. When you open GarageBand,
Yeah.
it starts you in the blank project that's in C
Yeah.
at 120 BPM.
That's it. And then all they have to do, is they record that, and then, but the most difficult bit was trying to get them to write down what chords they used, because they would just go mad, and they've only got half an hour.
Yeah, yeah.
And you have to go around and say, no, come on, like, what chord did you use there? Right, no, you've made that a bit too complicated, and you've got to get them to edit it.
So is it like pick 4 letters from A to G?
Yes, or pick 4 of them on there, write down what you picked, because next week we're going to need the information, just go and play the bass.
Yeah.
You get to the next week, I don't know what I did. Did
Do
you
they
write
not
it
have
down?
little books? Do you have to give out like little books and they have to write
No,
Mr.
everything's-
Helliwell?
everything's
do they call
on
you
the
Mr.
iPad.
Helliwell? Do they call you Sir? Do they call you Willie?
They call me Sir, they call me Mr. Helliwell, and then I had one kid who just kept calling me Dave,
Brilliant.
because he was like, I couldn't remember your name, and so Dave.
Do you not do that thing where you step in, you're like, hey class, I'm Mr. Helliwell, but you can call me Will, and you like write on the board.
Because in
and-
the beginning I was all nervous, and I had never taught a class before, and that was only
Yeah.
10 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And the other teacher was there with me. He was like hey kids,
Hey,
how's
everyone."
it going? Why do you have to talk to kids like this?
Because it's patronising. That's the only thing kids understand. Don't smoke.
But I was helping on that class, so I was just kind of the guy standing in, and then I took over the class the next time.
Do you think kids appreciate being talked to like this? Like if you were in a room with kids and you were like, all right, everyone, my name's Mr. Helliwell. I'm going to teach you music.
I think you have to keep their attention, that's the only thing.
All right.
And talking
Hi, everyone.
patronisingly
My
is
name's
one way
Mr.
to do it.
Helliwell.
Like, I kept
well,
their attention today. We did a quiz today.
Oh,
in
yeah,
the
you
last
taught
lesson.
today.
Yeah.
Fresh.
Yeah.
Fresh memories.
And we did a quiz.
Right?
I downloaded the wrong quiz.
It was a pub quiz. What was the year of the London fire, Great Fire of London Fire?
But this is why. So
What quiz did you download? I want
no,
to know.
it was the same quiz, but it was for GarageBand on. Well, it was for like the computers, so it had some different questions.
Oh, okay.
And when I got to those ones, got the wrong one, guys. Just
I
here's
don't
the
even know the answer.
But I didn't know the answer. What does pressing 1 on the keypad in Cubase do?
Cubase?
Yeah, I think
I
they're
thought you
using
said it was GarageBand.
GarageBand on the iPads are using Cubase on the computers.
Does it pick? Is it a shortcut for the cursor?
It goes back to bar 1 apparently.
Oh.
Yeah, but so I've taken on more schools.
Right.
And it's going to be a lot of work. But I remember back to how shit our music lessons were.
Yeah. It depends if you had one of two teachers.
Oh,
Should we talk? Do we name? You can blank out the names with a funny noise.
well, you could do. I don't
Or
remember
you
the
don't even
names.
care. Oh, Mrs. Ramskier.
Oh, okay.
She was the nice one.
Right.
And then the shit one was Mrs. Pugh.
Mrs. Pugh.
Or Pooh, because she was Pooh. Why did I don't think I ever called her that. She was a music teacher, because I did GCSE music, and it was just a DOS class.
Yeah.
Even though everyone there was very talented.
We did performing arts. That was more of a DOS class. But
that was
fun.
Mrs. Ramskier.
Was it?
Yes.
We had a man teacher.
No, we didn't. That was Mr. Middleton. He was just the weird tech man who
Who did the recording in
yeah,
the studio.
yeah.
Okay.
Our actual teacher was Mrs. Ramskier. You don't even remember that?
No.
She was the good one. She was the one who, I remember bringing in a copy of, we were doing Grease songs, and I used to listen to skate punk, everybody, because I was a cool kid and I had flamey shirts and a Quicksilver backpack.
Well, you saw my 2018 Spotify. It hasn't changed.
No, it hasn't. Well, it has. You listen to a lot more Hold of Hands or whatever, Show of Hands.
Show of Hands.
And
yeah.
John Mayer. You sicken me. Right, anyway, and I was like, hey, there's a band called Less Than Jake, and they did a cover of a Grease song, and she was like, that's cool, punky, I'll put it on in class, you can show the class it. And then I got made fun of and by the chavvy kids.
This.
You weren't in my class, it was
okay.
a form class.
Oh, this
it was
was
like
the
year
music
9 or something.
right.
Yeah, that was like music, yeah, that wasn't expressive arts.
Okay.
Because expressive arts, everyone like Muse and stuff, they wouldn't have made
Expressive
fun
arts,
of me.
that was the word.
Yeah, what did you call it?
Performing arts. I did performing arts in college.
Yeah, that's acting and stuff.
Yeah, I didn't realise that when I took it. I had to do ballet and dancing and acting.
Amazing. What
can't-
college was that? Farnborough 6th?
Farnborough 6th, yeah.
Did you go Farnborough 6th?
For a year.
For a year?
Yeah.
Did you drop out or did you get anything? Did you just do your ASs there?
I did my AS.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that. I forgot about that because I went there for 2 weeks and then dropped out and then went to Collingwood and dropped out of there after 6 months.
Oh.
What a great educational
I did
career.
my first year. And then I went to ACM instead.
Oh, that's even cooler though, isn't it?
Yeah.
ACM's for all the cool kids.
Oh, yeah. Well, that was fun. You just get to play guitar every day.
Yeah.
But my advice, if there's anyone listening doing
Who wants
that
to be a
sort of
teacher?
thing, no, who wants to do music stuff?
Who is a child in music class?
If there's anyone who is like about to go to uni or anything or ACM or whatever it might be, that sort of thing,
Yeah.
network, go and meet
yeah.
friends, because I was very shy and I didn't do that.
Yeah.
And the people you meet there are going to be the people who you get work from and give work to for years.
Absolutely.
I didn't do that. I would just go and have a nap at lunchtime.
Social media probably makes that much easier as well now.
I think so, yeah.
Or harder. Because you have them on social media and then you might be like, oh, do I bother them now?
No,
Because
much
I haven't
easier.
spoken to them for ages and
much
now I'm
easier.
just going to go, oi.
Just DM everyone.
Really?
Yeah, it's
Okay,
easy
yeah.
now. Like,
You've
if
got
you
no
want to get
shame.
in touch with someone, just send them a message.
Oh, I'm too self-deprecating to do that. Too like, oh, I haven't spoken to them for ages. What if they don't reply? Then you delete them from your life.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
I guess so.
More schools, because I think music, if the kids actually want to learn music, then it's important to learn, like, and actually have a good experience with it.
I genuinely think that if you learn music when you're younger, it makes you more intelligent. Genuinely.
What happened to us?
No, seriously though, I think it makes you name one person who does music that's a fucking moron.
Post Malone.
Wrong. Post Malone used to play guitar. He used to do acoustic songs. You
Right.
could have said 6ix9ine and I would have agreed with you.
I don't know who that
But that
is.
doesn't. Yeah, it's a mate who's got 69 tattooed on his face about 4 times. Why do people have fucking clip art tattooed on their face? I don't understand. Pick a cool tattoo. Actually, don't pick any tattoo on your face, you moron. But no, Post Malone, if you look at his old stuff, he used to be like an acoustic guitar singer, like Ed Sheeran type thing. He used to be.
I was just
and
going
I'm
by
sure-
videos I've seen of him, like, talking, like, as a person.
But that's
That's now, and he seems to be...
but that's like
Stop that.
Johnny Rotten's an idiot, actually, isn't he?
I don't know.
I mean, like classical music, you know. Name a classical person who's.
Now we're just going more
No,
niche.
but someone who plays an instrument. I mean, do you know what I mean? That actually takes time, as opposed to just EDM or like going into a microphone. Meow, fucking cow.
I think learning music as a kid, it not makes you smarter, but it opens up a different part of your brain, and
Yeah,
you're
it
able to
yeah.
tackle other stuff differently. You're able to think about stuff differently.
Yeah.
And I think
Pattern
you
recognition and
need
stuff.
Well, I think you need some sort of creative outlet, and some kids doodle, and some kids like music. Some kids paint with their poo. You know, everyone needs a.
That's not a valid outlet.
It is valid. Don't tell them that.
All right.
Encourage them.
All right, I'll tell you kids that, William.
But you know what I mean. Apart from the poo bit.
Yeah,
I think you need some sort of creative outlet. And if you don't have that, I think you go a bit mad.
I think the key is it opens up a different bit of your brain.
Yeah.
Like, I think music genuinely... but it also, I feel like it makes you appreciate music more. Although I say that, you don't listen to any fucking music, and it annoys me.
Well,
but like,
that's because podcasts came along.
yeah, and replaced that gap in your head.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because I have that feeling of... And it's not the right way to think, and I know it's not, but if I'm listening to music,
You're wasting that time.
yeah,
Of like, I could be learning something that
I'll be
I'll
learning
forget
something
later
interesting. Yeah, I don't know. With
on. You don't
podcasts,
know
there's-
any facts. You
I
don't
know
know any
ideas.
facts.
I know
What was the thing I
ideas.
said downstairs I was going to mention? Oh, I don't know, but you just don't know. You don't know any, like, just facts about stuff. Your computer got bored
Yep.
and turned off.
No, I don't know any facts, but I know ideas. I can talk about ideas.
Yeah, I guess so.
and then
Yeah,
I'll have to
yeah,
go
yeah.
and
You
look
just
up-
don't know specific things. It's like
Yeah.
there's someone being angry that you don't know the year Shakespeare was born.
Yeah,
Like,
who
why
knows?
would I retain that information?
Well, that's not what they get angry at.
1746, if
They
anyone's
get angry when you don't know when the war ended.
Yeah, 1945.
Yeah, sure.
You don't know that?
Well,
Well, you're an idiot. No, yeah, it's stupid.
It's that
It is
sort of thing.
stupid. Yeah, yeah. Because also now we have access to the internet, so we
Exactly.
can just like click on it. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Why does an exact year matter? I don't know years of my life. When someone's like, "Do you remember 2015? It was a great year." I'm like, I don't fucking remember what 2015 was. What year was that? Tell me what I did. Tell me. And then they're scared and they run away. But yeah, like the listeners are now.
yeah. I think we're good. Thank you very much for listening to episode 21 of ComposerCast. I hope you enjoyed having Lloyd on the show as much as I did, and he is now going to be the official co-host, so lots more talk about video games and music and all of that stuff. If you would like to support the podcast, we now have a Patreon page. It is patreon.com/Will Helliwell, and find me on Twitter at Will Helliwell1. As always, there's a number 1 afterwards because somebody has at Will Helliwell. Any requests, or if you'd like to be a guest on the show, just send me a message on there, and I hope you have a good Christmas. See you in the new year. Bye.